Okay, I have a new take on Brian McKnight and his ex-wife, the one he never loved.
I never liked you anyway.
The one, who had his two children who he's estranged from.
Because I am not one of your fans!
I have a different take because I was today years old when I discovered that she is a house singer. She sings house music. And actually, like, one of her songs, because I had to, like, go searching for her. And, like, one of her songs is, like, one of my favorite house songs.
You who make worlds collide.
And mind you, I lived in Chicago for, like, almost 20 years. And I resisted house music for many years because you don't really hear house music like that here in Texas. But anyhow, his wife, Julie McKnight, his ex-wife, Julie McKnight, is a house singer. And so the wheels in my head started turning. I was thinking, was there often in that marriage some competitiveness that Brian didn't like?
I don't even care no more. You my wife.
Because this lady has a strong voice. Now, mind you, I don't like Brian McKnight's voice. This isn't about me hating Brian McKnight because of all this stuff that's been going on in the press since 2019. No, I've never liked Brian McKnight because I don't like the tone of his voice. He has like one or two songs that I kind of like it was the one he did with LL Scratch, and then the Keep It on the Down Low song. I think that was the same song. If you don't waste my time. Oh, I'll Take Her. That's the song that I don't mind from Brian McKnight. I just don't like his tone. I hate all that. All that stuff. I hate it. That's just me.
What's the matter with you young'uns nowadays?
Here's the real thing. The story that I've been putting it in people's comments and they never read it. So when we're on a live, but I want to say this. I've said before, I work in advertising.
This bitch.
So back in 2001, I was a young art director. We all got the assignment. They always put several teams on an assignment because they have to sell the ad. So we were put on this Brian McKnight Sears holiday commercial. So we signed NDAs, like you cannot talk about stuff. But since Sears is no longer a company,
does the defense's case hold water?
No.
And there's really not anything damaging I'm going to say, but I will say I did not shoot the commercial. Another team did. An older team who used to push their work forward, they would always say in meetings, oh, we have this great spot for you today. And then we have these others.
I ain't got to tell you what happened next.
But let me show you this great spot first. So their great spot sold. So it was a holiday commercial where Brian McKnight would carry his Christmas tree into his family and they would decorate the Christmas tree. I think that's how it went. But the real gag is Brian McKnight, I guess, on set. Now, mind you, when you are at the set stage, when you're about to film the commercial, all things have been agreed upon. The agency, the client, as well as the talent. They've agreed, they've signed contracts. So they, at this point, should know what they're shooting. However, one thing I've noticed from working with a lot of celebrities over the years, that the celebrities come to set not knowing. Their agents and their management team, they've been doing these deals. Because I remember Venus and Serena, they didn't like a line that we had to wrap up the commercial, which was, the ball is in your court. That was the line that they had to deliver. And they didn't like that line. They were like, can you do something a little bit more clever than that?
For those who follow.
Come on. The ball's in your court.
And we were like, what? That's a whole different story, everybody. A whole different story that I don't think I'm going to tell. Well, I might tell it. Well, here's a joke. After that commercial, and I know I'm getting off track. After that commercial, that they were like, ooh, we don't like that line. The ball's in your court. And my producer of the commercial came to me a few weeks later. Look at this. Do you know that Serena was quoted as saying, the ball is in your court?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, so back to Brian McKnight. So Brian McKnight did not want to carry his Christmas tree into the house on this commercial when contracts had already been signed. The shooting board had already been approved by the client. So he said, I'm a platinum selling artist. I don't carry my own Christmas tree. And that got back to everybody at the agency. Because even recently I was speaking to one of my friends who worked there at the time. He was like, I said, should I tell that story? He was like, you mean the one about not wanting to carry his own Christmas tree? I said, yeah. I don't know. You know, he's like, I don't know. He's real like politically correct and very, you know, by the book.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now.
I don't know if you should tell that story, Dina Blank. He always calls me my full name. But, so I'm telling it now. I felt like he was a douche. Not only do I not like Brian McKnight's voice, I don't like Brian McKnight. And then later down the line, we hear that there was some, you know, allegations about the way he mistreated his wife at the time. But the funny thing is, she's a house artist, and maybe they were just competing, and he wanted her to, like, you know, take a back seat.
Dustin and singing in the background.
And here's another thing that made me turn me off even further. And I know people try to, you know, like, because Jaguar Wright has done some erratic, irrational things in the press lately, nobody believes her.
Ain't that crazy? Yeah, it's like...
But the funny thing is, Julie McKnight is actually Jaguar Wright's cousin. And she told this story, and maybe I'll post a clip from it, but basically, she said that, you know, Brian McKnight used to go into the same strip club where Amber Rose worked and would pay women extra so he could punch them. He's disgusting, allegedly. He's allegedly disgusting, everybody. But I believe it. I believe every word that Jaguar Wright was saying. Like, she may come off as loony, but there's truth in the looniness. You know, the loony people tend to hold the truth, and nobody listens to them because, oh, they're crazy. Don't believe them, but I believe her. And the funny thing is, I think his wife is way more talented than he is because, I mean, I like her tone of voice, and I like her songs, and my house had friends. Why didn't y'all tell me that Julie McKnight was the singer on this song? Anywho, like and subscribe, and next time I'll be back with some more foolishness. Bye.
Check, bitches.